Good morning, or afternoon, or evening, whenever you're watching this. Jason Tako. Gonna do this rock sketch here in western Wyoming today. Don't know where I'll be tomorrow. We'll find out. But mainly want to do this rock portrait. Started climbing around here and saw this beautiful rock and just thought that would make a neat painting with this lake in the background. I'm right outside of the town of Pinedale. So that's my location. Where this rock is exactly, that I couldn't really tell you. There is a, there's kind of a scenic rest stop type area. And I just climbing around and saw this rock, so. Colors on my palette, don't have a lot this time, so I don't think I'll need as many. I actually didn't plan on painting anymore, but I couldn't resist this rock. Colors, titanium white, cadmium yellow light, it's more like a cadmium lemon, yellow ochre, transparent red oxide, Venetian red, alizarin crimson, ultramarine blue, cobalt blue, cerulean blue hue, and viridian. It might be just regular cerulean, I'm not sure. And then over here, Portland's Great Warm. So we're going to just brush in the approximate light and shadow. Shadow on this rock is going to change fast. We're going to lose this shadow that I'm putting in very quickly. Kind of wish I had seen this earlier, but I did not. So gotta make do with what we have. This is also where you want to know what your objective is. My objective is to capture the colors and values, relationships on that rock. The background stuff is secondary. So let's get some of these greens blocked in around here. These greens might be a bit cooler. So generally what I do is show the first 20 minutes or so to the YouTube public, and then the rest of my Patreon subscribers. And I actually have not been posting a whole lot to the YouTube public lately. So there's a lot more videos on my Patreon site, $5 a month, that are not on YouTube to the public. And it's because my Patreon members support me. So if you want to support me and see this full thing, no commercials, unless YouTube starts forcing them on there. Sometimes it's weird with YouTube. I will put, do not monetize, and I still think they do. I still think they throw commercials in here and there. So if you are a Patreon member watching this and a commercial pops up, that was not me. That's YouTube just saying, even though we said we wouldn't put commercials in here, we're going to do it anyway. And it's their platform. So I guess they can do what they want, but just don't want anyone upset with me saying, hey, you said no commercials. And all right, I want to try something. That's the dirt here is a very ambiguous gray. So I'm actually trying the Portland gray warm with white and burnt sienna. I usually use Portland gray warm when I'm plein painting out west for pushing things back, atmosphere, you know, aerial perspective and things like that. But I'm going to experiment a little bit here in this foreground with it. Actually seems pretty good. So at this stage, you just want to squint your eyes and put in approximates of what you're seeing. Especially in these close-up scenes, the detail can just be overwhelming in this. And so squinting is a way to help alleviate that. Okay, I'm going to put in kind of an approximate of the middle ground area behind the rock. I don't know exactly what color value it is, but if we paint it thin and we get fairly close, we can easily adjust it later. And right now I'm just going off the principle of aerial perspective, where things generally get cooler and lighter as they recede. Now there's always exceptions to that, but the aerial perspective thing can be a really good starting point for that. Forgive all the traffic noise. Not much I can do about that. Okay, I'm going to block in some of those cleaner colors in the back. So you want to clean your palette off at this point. Working with a small plein air palette, and so you don't have a lot of room. I have a big palette at home. However, when I'm teaching my classes at oilpaintingplus.com, which is different from Patreon, some people get that confused. Patreon is just, if you want to see this full video, and I post a couple times a month. Oil Painting Plus is where I do my actual classes, where I teach. It's like this, but I explain all my color mixtures and everything that I'm doing. I go a lot slower because I can't go slow out here. I have to move pretty fast. Because this light will be changed before you know it. Gets a little greenish, ochreish back in there. But anyway, for my Oil Painting Plus class, I do a small palette too. I do it upright. So you can see how the painting looks in comparison with the palette. Works really good, but it's a small palette because I got to fit it into the camera. And so I have to learn how to work with a small palette there too. Okay, just measuring things out now. I guess you could say too with Oil Painting Plus versus this, with here I'm telling you what I do. There, I show you how I do it. And there is a bit of a difference, so. When I do have an open spot on Oil Painting Plus, my Patreon members do get first dibs on that. You don't have to be a Patreon member to join Oil Painting Plus, but you're going to find out about it, an open spot, before the general public does. I have a general sign-up list, but a lot of times notifications don't make it there when there's an open spot. Okay, so just putting in approximates here, fairly thin. That's too dark. I might be wondering, why aren't you doing that yet? Well, that light's kind of an ambiguous color. It's going to be a little harder to figure out. Not that these are a cakewalk either, these colors back there, but as I said, the most important thing for me is the rock. So if I'm a little off on this, I'm not as concerned. I want to get that rock, though. I really want to get that nailed just right. It's a bit too gray for that sky. When you're painting just a little bit of sky in your scene, it can be tricky because you'll see, we're putting just a sliver of the sky in, and that bottom sliver is very yellowish. But when you look at the sky, you'll see all that blue above it, and that can throw you off when you start painting, this blue in there. Okay, so I got approximate block in of everything. And that's going to help me now gauge the values of this rock, the light on this rock. So let's clean that off. And one more thing that I like to do at times is this. I don't always do this. Kind of gives me some confidence that I can do what I need to on this painting. I don't have to do a paint by number approach. All right, so I'm going to stop there for the YouTube public, and we're going to switch to the Patreon side. So if you want to check it out, $5 a month, about 2 videos a month, and we'll see you again.